again. So again, good afternoon to everyone. And we shall start with our session. Okay. So, as I have said earlier, we discussed on we are now on module 2 and lesson 1. So yung last time we discussed on the botanical classification of crabs based on scientific classification, although those were just introduction, you know. And in continuation, we're going to discuss lesson 1, which is botanical nomenclature and classification. So to discuss botanical nomenclature and classification, we will be enumerating horticultural crops based sa kanilang binomial names and differentiate horticultural crops on botanical nomenclature classification. So according to the Swedish botanist Linnaeus or Carolus Linnaeus in the 18th century, he classified all plants, no, based on flower structure, no, and nowadays we have even certain more characteristic like plant chemistry and genetics, and from the work of Linnaeus, they have about 240 plant families, no, among all species. And again, from our previous classification, we have monocotyledons, where most ng ating mga horticrafts belongs, like the Poaceae or Graminae. So ito yung mga Graminae natin, Poaceae. This includes wheat, barley, corn, rye, rice, oats, and millet. No? And the grasses family and bamboos. No, we have wala dito. Alliaceae, the onions like the Liliaceae, lily or onion family. The bulbous plants such as also tulips and Amaryllidaceae, which includes daffodils and mga orchids in this photo. See? And Musaceae, no, or the bananas. Ito. Yan. So dicotyledons naman have more families significant to horticulture. This includes A, Magnoliaceae, the Caprifoliaceae, letter C, the Cactusaceae, and the Malvaceae, letter D, letter G, letter E yung ating buttercups or Ranunculaceae, Theaceae, Lettuce, ito, letter F, and Lauraceae, letter G, and Bitolaceae, the Fagaceae, Solanaceae, Nymphaceae, and Crassulaceae. So, ayun, no? So, those are some of the botanical classification both based on monocots or dicots. Okay? So, ayun, no? Yung mga photos. So they have each family. Bakit sila naka-group into family? Because each family have similar characteristic. Like sa mga Lamiaceae, they have square stems and trichome hairs, no? And also and so on. Or glandular trichome hair, then essential oils and resins that contain it. And they have many medicinal and culinary herbs na uses for their essential oils and resin. And we also have Solanaceae, no? Na meron silang alkaloids which are poisonous in the flowers. And since the introduction ng tomato and potato sa America to Europe, since highly toxic sila, they were called as the nightshade family, deadly nightshade. And we also have the Leguminosae. So meron silang legume flowers, like the pea flower and the pea pods. And they have soil bacteria kasi from the word legumes, meron silang root nodules which are infused with bacteria, which are rhizobacteria capable of fixing nitrogen in the air. Kaya you will actually see the proof no when you're going to pull out some peanuts na aside sa kanyang peanuts nga inyong ginakuha. So naapod siya nodule sa roots na maliliit, no? And that is their manifestation nga legume sila. And then other one we have, and to organize into groups, no? We have genus first, like the Asteraceae, no? Lactuca, Taraxum, and Dahlia, no? Or Geraniaceae, Geranium and Erodium. Okay. And they are printed in italics. It is with the capital initial letter, no? Naka-italic yan. And species naman, after genus is species, is a group na yun yung specific after genus species classification niya. And then genus and species are the two-part name binomial classification. And thirdly, we can indicate the cultivar or cultivated variety of the species. So depende yon. So ito na yung ating overall illustration from the kingdom, of course, Plantae. And then from Plantae, these are, again, if you remember the previous lesson, classified into two, Gymnospermae and the Angiospermae. And then the Pinophyta and the Magnoliophyta division. So ito yung mga pines, and the Magnoliophyta are the coconuts, Dicotyledons, forced to cotyledons. And under this family, dicots are the Dillenidae and so on, and the Rusidae and so on, no? So nandiyan na yung Fabaceae, Proteales, Rosales, Sapindalis, and Pagales. And ayun, hanggang sa scientific name. Family, from order, family, then genus and species. So that's how we classified our crops or horticultural crops, no? So let me again do my screenshot, ha? 14, wait, okay. So moving on, no, the next is we also have a lot of horticultural crop classification based on life cycle. Like we can call them ephemeral, because they have several life cycles, growing season, and like Cinerea vulgaris, and annual pag 1 year lang, like the Linanthus douglasi, and biennial pag 2 years lang, like the Digitalis purpurea. No, it's a weed actually. And perennial if if it can grow after how many years, no? After 8 years, like the mangosteen, the coconut, and centennial, no? Like the mango. So according to plant structure, we can also classify them as herbaceous, woody, and shrub, at saka tree. And pag herbaceous, non-woody siya, like the Lirium muscaria, euphorbia, and so on. And pag woody, perennial siya, of course, it has a live woody frame. And meron siyang secondary thickening. So, ang kaibahan niya sa tree is that ang tree is a large woody perennial and branch for some distance above the ground. So, ang woody is woody perennial is meron siyang maliliit lang na stem, no? And only have secondary thickening. This has usually more than 5 meter tall, no? So, and I remember I have mentioned to you last time the tallest trees, no? Cicada, diba? And also according to leaf retention, we can have deciduous, evergreen, and semi-evergreen. Like the song goes na winter, spring, summer, or fall, diba? Yung mga kinds of trees, those are deciduous. It means they will shed its leaves once, and after each growing season, it will reborn again its leaves, no? Like the Philadelphus. And evergreen, talagang hindi siya natatanggal. Walang falling of leaves, all green, like all the other fruit trees that we have. Or semi-evergreen siya kapag ang plant that retains some of its leaves through the year but may shed most of it, under lang naman sa severe weather condition or drought like the Luniceria nitida. No? And according to hardiness, no? In terms of temperature, pag hardy siya, they can survive below -5, no? Like the Cornus alba and so on. And half hardy siya kapag it can able to survive freezing temperature between 1 to -5 degrees Celsius, no? And tolerant siya like the Pittosporum, Crassipyrum, Pitonia, and so on, no? Usually mga winter crops. Then tender, kapag it will able to survive low temperature between 1 degree Celsius and 5 degrees Celsius, and they are tolerant of low temperature, such as the Citrus mayeri. And heated glass house siya, kapag above 5 degrees Celsius, it can survive. Yeah, like the Anthurium andreanum, no? So for your activity in this lesson, you're going to do my horticultural surroundings, or you roam around your house and identify horticulture crops found in your surroundings. Classify these crops according to botanical classification as discussed above. Like for example, pag nakakita kayo ng okra, of course, scientifically, common name is lady's finger or gumbo. And what kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus, and species. Ayun. Madali lang naman. And some other, how many ba? At least 10, no? Always at least 10. And analysis, differentiate bryo and tracheo, monocot and dicot, and who is Carolus linnaeus. So that would be all for your module 1 and 2, no? Although ang module 2 natin, may continuation part 2 pa yan, na supposedly module 1 lang ito lahat. But na clerical error lang. So just leave it like that na mag-module 2 pagyapon siya. Module 1 and module 2 na siya. Anyways, so do you have any questions or clarifications, especially in your activity? Have you done this one already in advance?
Ma'am, pwede hard copy lang, ma'am.
Pwede ra, kasi mag-ita ta karong Sabado, di ba? Mag-room around ta, and you can also submit that one, or at the same time, it's your time to do this horticultural surrounding. Some more question before we proceed with our next topic? It is just parang presentation of the different crops. So let me direct you, since we are done with the prelim, and then we're going to have the midterm na. No, so let me direct you to our Facebook group. Wala na kayong mga concerns and clarification dyan?
Madayon ang klase karong Sabado, ma'am.
And mag-meet pa instead of alas 8 pa dapat, no? Or 9 o'clock. Mag-meet pa mga 1 o'clock na siya. No, kasi isabay ta mo sa sa mga food processing group. Okay, so if you're going to do the featured horticulture, no, so I guess we're done with this one. Agreed. We're done with the agri branches, diba? And then I'm just gonna show you for the rest, like the horticultural classification. Ano naka-feature man anyway. So this is under featured, and andito lahat yung mga midterm, final, pre-final. So by the way, yung inyong prelim, ito yung ating prelim na module. And then midterm, meron pa tayong actually isa pre-final and isang midterm, no? Kasi vegetables yan. Actually, meron pa tayong continuation, which is kaning midterm na, na to. Mag-ura man ako gi-feature kasi. Photosynthesis, cellular respiration, and midterm, ito ata. So this one, I guess, no? We'll have the continuation. But before we proceed with this one, we're going to have the different PowerPoint presentation. Ito siya. Let me just check. Nagahang lang kasi. Okay, so ito, no, sa lesson 2, under midterm, is we have plant anatomy. So we're going to discuss this one. And ano pa? So this is lesson 3. Lesson 2. Makalibog maning clerical error kasi siya. Dapat lesson 3 na ni kasi. And ayan. Meron din kayong activity dito. So I will also send it sa GC if needed. Baka hindi nyo kasi makita and then you have certain activities to submit. So anyway, before ako i-discuss ito next week pa ito, tama ba? Friday. We will not meet on Friday, diba? Kasi mag-face-to-face on ta. So I will just send it to your GC and we shall have yung let's have first yung vegetable classification, no? I don't know if you have checked already. Vegetable. Duha lagi ni ka. Duha lagi ni siya. Anyways, pareho ram siguro ni. Okay. So ito na different classification of vegetables, no? And have you checked this one already? This is just supplements and more presentation on the botanical classification, ha? Kasi we are talking about vegetable, although wait lang, murag gina-discuss na din ako ni siya before mag-proceed sa vegetable, but anyway, na-open naman ako. So let's have the vegetable classification from the Latin word vegetabilis. It means animated, or vegetary, enlivened, or vegetus means active. So this is therefore meaning plant, the process of a plant growing, and it was first recorded in the 15th century. Ang tawag nila sa any plant is vegetable or vegetable, no? So we might be thinking politically and geographically, where does these vegetables come from? Is it really all native? Of course not, no? Alam na natin yan na um, most of our crops have origins. So, like for example, but this is not definite, ha? This is still based on yung mga nakalat ng mga interviews and so on, no? Mga stories which were found. Like for example, watermelon and okra came from Africa, and ito yung mga came from Asia, Central, South and America, Europe, Asia, Europe, and North America and New Zealand. No, in the Philippines, um, do you know that most there are crops that are only endemic to us, like the not really now endemic, but it really originated in the Philippines, like the abaca, no? Kasi yung abaca galing talaga sa Pilipinas. Yan, no? And although it came already, it already was taken from our country to other countries like Ecuador, no? So vegetables have classification as well. So na-mention ko last time yung mga general classification yon. And for a vegetable itself, these are also classified as legumes or pulses, no? Yung example, yung mga pole, sitaw, and bush sitaw mungo, and solanaceous vegetables like eggplant, bell pepper, tomato, cucurbits. Solanaceous vegetables and cucurbits, nadiretso na ako, sorry. Cucurbits like the cucumber, muskmelon, watermelon, squash, and ampalaya. So magka-family lang yan sila, Cucurbitaceae, as well as Solanaceae, no? And ito na ngayon ang mga different botanical classifications. So ito na-mention ko na, and they're edible members. Although, botanically, marami pang member ng Alliaceae or Allium family, but ito lang yung mga vegetables na with economic use. So we have the family Alliaceae, or the Allium family, the Amarantaceae or Chenopodiaceae, or the Amaranth or beet family. And we have the Apiaceae or Umbelliferae, or the carrot or dill family. Asteraceae or Compositae, the aster or daisy sunflower family. The Brassicaceae or Cruciferae, or the Brassica cabbage, and Cucurbitaceae or the cucumber, gourd, melon, or pumpkin family. And ito, pabalik-balik na lang naman yan. Favaceae and legume family, and Lamiaceae mint family. Poaceae, the grafts family, and Solanaceae, yung na-mention ko na last time, which are the nightshade family. No? So ito, isa-isahin ko lang to end. Before we end pala, to end. So ito yung Amaranthus viridis. No? And I will just mention the scientific name anyway. You know what's the it's the common name, the English name, and also anong family siya nandyan. So this is the Colocasia escolinta, no, or gabi, the Bacilla albarubra or alubati. We have the coal crabs, the Brassica oleracea or variety capitata. So marami tayong per variety actually yan. So ito yung repolyo puti or white cabbage, variety capitata siya, no? Let me just sorry for that. Screenshot na ko. Ito na kung na Sharo na gina siya. So ayun na so if you have questions along the way, you can raise your questions, ha. Naman ko. Ay, wala pa din na siya. Okay, so to continue, ito yung Brassica oleracea variety kapatata. Subspecies or ano naman siya, rubra, no? F. alba pag white and F. rubra kung red. Nakatilaw na mugkaan, red cabbage or repulyong pula. Ang siya taste niya, Ella, Donavic, okay, so anyway, medyo pait siya, no? Ang ginagamit siya for salad. And Brassica oleracea, variety sa Bauda naman siya, or Savoy cabbage. Brassica oleracea, variety botrytis naman siya, or yun yung cauliflower. In the various colors yan, ha? Hindi lang siya white ang cauliflower, meron din siyang yellow and purple. So we also have Brassica oleracea, variety italica. So we still have 10 minutes. And green naman siya, broccoli. Brassica oleracea, variety gemifera, or the Brussels sprouts. No? It's from, obviously it's from Belgium. And we have Brassica oleracea, variety acephala, or the kale. Brassica campestris, or turnips. Brassica chinensis, or pak choy, Chinese mustard. Brassica pekinensis, or Chinese cabbage. Brassica rapa, or the mustasa. Rapa nusativus, of course, radish. Lactuca sativa, or lettuce, no? Sycorium endiva, or the endives. Ipomea batatas, or sweet potato, yam, or kamote. And Ipomea aquatica, the swamp cabbage, or kangkong. So we have the Cucurbitaceae family, or cucurbites, Cucurbita maxima, or the pumpkin squash, Strolius donatus, watermelon, Cucumin sativus, or cucumber. So by the way, I know I have mentioned this already to you, but just to remind you, this is the male flower and the female flower, yung merong parang fruitlet, no? In large ovary. So Cucurbita bello, or muskmelon, Lagenaria caesararia, bottle gourd, Lupha ang acutangula, or patula, and Lupha egyptica, or cylindrica, or the sponge gourd, or patola pa din. Mumordica carrantia, or yung ampalaya. Benincasa hispida, or the kundol wax gourd. Sikium idoli, or chayote. Trichosantes angina, kita na mo ani? No, snake gourd. Simbupugon citratus, or the lemongrass, and Zea mays, or the mais or corn. And Phyllotakis dulcis, or the bamboo shoot, bamboo sasay, the kamoting kahoy, or the manihot esculenta. And those under leguminosae, or legumes, we have Pachyrhizos erusus, yam bean, singkamas, Pisum sativum, chicharu, Physalis vulgaris, or snap beans, Physalis aureus, or mung bean, Physalis lunatus, or lima bean, Pehanus kahan, or pigeon pea, Kajos, Vigna sinensis, the cowpea, Vigna ungiculata, or yard long bean, sitaw. We also have Sulfocarpus tetragonolobus, or the wing bean, and Sisbania gandifolia, flora, or the katuray. And under Liliaceae, we have Allium cepa, or sibuyas, the Allium cepa, ano yun? Allium cepa pa din, but shallot siya, no? Variety aggregatum. Allium cepa variety proliferum, or the Egyptian walking onion. Allium sativum, yun yung garlic or bawang. Allium ampeloprasum, leek. Allium tuberosum, or Chinese chive. Allium fistulusum, or green onion. Asparagus officinalis, or asparagus. And Abelmusa sisculentus or okra, lady's finger. Moringa oleifera, horseradish, or malunggay. The musa species or the banana blossom na ginagamit nating for vegetable. So we have the solanaceous, Solano melongina or eggplant, Lycopersicum esculentum or tomato, Capsicum annum or sweet pepper, Capsicum frutescens or chili pepper, Solanum tuberosum or white potato, Curcurus olitaurus or saluyot, and the umbelliferae or parsley family, Daucus caruta, of course, carrot, Apium gravulens or umbelliferae, and Petroselinum sativum or the Chinese parsley, Gingiber officinale or luya. So, yun lang, no, before tayo hanggang doon lang for the meantime. So, before we proceed doon sa fruit and flower classification naman, we are going to have the plant anatomy first. Na kasi I forgot na na introduction ko pa yun para sa mga, pero under pa din siya sa botanical classification. And also for one of your stop share muna ko ha. So one of your activity in the next face-to-face natin, I will give you much time anyway, is you are going to memorize sige. Fine. You're going to memorize scientific names, no? Mga gamay lang para di kayo mo no? Ma-pressure. Mga 100 lang tanan. Joke lang bitaw. Pero if you can make it to 100, why not, no? So, do you have any questions or clarification? Nag-attendance lang ko, ha? 9, 14, 22, 6. So, any questions or clarification bago tayo mag-turn off? Pag nag-off na ni siya, automatic na ni siya, ha? And I'm going to see you on Saturday, everyone, for the face-to-face. Para makita ninyo yung food processing natin. We're going to meet on, are you just going to be there first para to check the laboratory? Then after that, for the remaining time, you're going to roam around to do your activity. Yung ating module 2, lesson 1, no, na activity. And also to choose your area, meet your group and choose your area. So questions and clarification? Anyone? We still have 2 minutes naman for questions and clarification. Wala na tayong questions? Concern? So kaya ba, Edgardo, ang 100 scientific names? So that includes vegetables, fruits, and flowers na? Or what do you prefer, Marjon? Tag 100 flowers, 100 fruits, or 100 vegetables? Marjon? What do you think, Catherine?
Man. Mamaya, dagan na kayo.
Aw lagi, no? So,
Patid-patid na naglataan na mo.
so I challenge you to make it 100, but if hindi talaga kaya, then we will settle, no, kung anong kaya ninyo. So I guess yun lang, and have a good night everyone. Thank you for joining in our session. Yes, Edgardo, thank you very much. Maputol na ta karon ha anytime.
Excuse me, ma'am. Memorize na, ma'am, no?
Yes, memorizing, and of course dapat kabalo mo unsay dagway niya.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Kaya ra?
Kayahon, ma'am.
So, hinahinay na mo karon ha, that would be your assignment. And in one of our face-to-face class, I will just make announcement, no, kung kailan. So, I guess that would be all. Kung wala nang tanong, less than a minute na lang man din ta.